What's going on, YouTube? Pistol Pete here. As you could tell by the title, today we're talking about the Spetsnaz Russian trench knife. So I've been looking to go real quick. I've been looking for one of these ever since I got the Wolverine, the Winger Wolverine blade, because that was supposedly an interpretation of this original one. So I was looking for one, and I know they're rare. They're hard to find, but man, I'm lucky and I'm persistent, you know. So I'm determined, persistent to find stuff I'm looking for. So there was a few on there. Of course, a lot of ones you do find are all beat up and just, you know, just because it's an old. It's a 1950s surplus, you know, Army surplus. So I know they imported these back in 2012 to the States. They just put a cheesy like USA, like made in USA type of sheath, a nylon sheath. People say they kind of fell apart. They kind of sucked. They did have the original Russian ones, but those are super rare, hard to find. Mine that I got didn't come with a sheath, but I got a really good deal on it too, so I can't complain too much. And mine's almost, it looks like an unused condition for a 1950s freaking Army surplus knife. So like I said, typically you find these all beat up and messed up. The ones you do find in boxes and with certifications and all that stuff, those run thousands, you know, which too rich for my blood. I don't have that type of money. So, you know me, like I said before, you know me, if the knife's over 150 bucks, I'm not going to get it. You know, I'd rather buy a freaking firearm. So this I paid, you know, mind you, I didn't get this super cheap. I paid around that. So, I mean, you know, I did pay for it, but it's a collector's piece. It's awesome for my collection. It's right up my alley because I think it's just an innovative bitchin' freaking blade. So before we get started though, let's talk about what's in your pocket. If you want to, in the comment section, list what's in your pocket. Today I have this one here is the a Scallywag tactical blade. This one here is awesome, dude. Axis lock, super smooth. Highly recommend it. It's a 440C steel, but again, don't shy away, man. This thing's razor sharp and been one hell of a little work knife. Solid knife. Highly recommend it if you want a good little flipper axis lock blade. Okay, let's get back to what we're talking about. So, very innovative. So, from what you could correct me. I know there's going to be 100 scholar professors that watch the channel that are going to correct me and tell me I was wrong about something. If I am, that's fine. List it below. Just be respectful. Because, you know, some things I maybe don't know, you know, and this is stuff that I looked up and researched and maybe a little off on it. So if I am, go ahead and let me know. But from what I found out, from what I learned from it is the reasons for this tool. So before we get on to that, let's show you here this freaking bitchin' tool. Look at this thing. Just freaking badass. So as you can see, it's in pretty good condition for the age for a 1950s blade. It looks like, to me, it looks like it's unused. As you can see there's no use on any of this here. That grind work, just the grind work, it's not really used. So fortunate to get one that was in this type of condition. And let's go over some of the features now, like I was saying. Okay, so here it has a centimeter ruler. So in case you want to measure something out, you can do so. This one here, I believe, goes up to 15 centimeters long. I love these deep fullers. That's pretty cool. Has a really aggressive saw back, and it's sharp. It's freaking sharp to the touch. I did see other YouTube channels show how the saw works. Everything works really well. You know, surprisingly for this thing, it's holds up very, very well for not being a full tank. But we're gonna go over that in a minute. Let's finish up here. So you do have these people. You know, there's a lot of different theories on this. You know, I didn't find anything definitive of what these are for. So some people say it's for cutting grass. You know, for like an old type of grass cutting type tool. Other people say it's for bone breaking, bone crunching here. You know, so take what it is. You know, take what you want from that. It possibly, you know, like any type of serrations, like a serration. So for sawing type thing. Not too bad. I love this big curve here. This is sharp. So you got almost like, even though it's a machete, right? Survival machete. It's almost like an axe with a knife. Total multi-tool. So this here, obviously the flat part here is meant for trenching. So you're digging out, shoveling the dirt, trying to find landmines or just to dig a hole. This usually comes this one's sharp too. This usually comes razor sharp. You can sharpen these up here. And then you got your degree markers. right here. So I don't know if it's coming up in the camera there. There we go. I think it's coming up. Yeah, so those are your degrees. This one here has 0 through 90. So you either put a wire or something you have, stick it in that little small hole in front, and then you can, looking down a hill, you can see what degree the hill is, or looking up towards a building, you can see how far, something is. You can just, it's a range, pretty much a range finder type thing deal. If you're good with math, you can just use this for other type of applications, but that's what it's meant for there. Pretty innovative, like I said, for the times. This one here is, they're saying this one here is also used for straightening arrows. If you want to straighten an arrow out, things like that. This one can be used for taking off bolts and other applications like that. As they said, it's for, or you could put, which to me, this sounds kind of far-fetched, but I've heard a few people say this in forums and on other YouTube channels, that you can put a rope through here and tie a knot and then throw this whole thing over a wall, and usually it'll catch somewhere, and then you can pull yourself up. And like I said, I can see this thing just flying back over and pulling out. I mean, maybe if you throw it wrapped around a tree branch and then maybe pull yourself up, but I don't know. So that's what they say that could be used for. That's what that little hole there is for the, obviously for the range finding, going down to see, lining up your spine, going down with it. Yeah, it's pretty cool little thing. This one here is one of the first type of plastics. It's called Bakelite. Held up pretty well. I mean, this thing held up pretty well for plastic for back in the day. It does have like that Rambo-esque type of screw here. So you can take that off, and you can see down in there. I didn't take out the equipment, but supposedly that's original gear, the hardware in there. So it's hard to see probably because of the light, but yeah, I can't be able to pull that out. Just matches and of course fishing wire, little weights. That's all it is. And then here's this. Can use this as a screwdriver, flathead. This they say is used for snow, for pulling yourself up on. Let's put this on here real quick. For oops, probably like this. Hiking up steep, snowy bankments. You get yourself 2 of these, and you could probably use this to pull yourself up the side of a mountain with. In my opinion, that'd be one hell of a freaking little death spike. You're getting into some shit, and you got to use that hammer, hit someone with that shit in the skull, man. You're incapacitating someone with that thing. But yeah, pretty cool. Little hole there, probably for, I don't know, all different types of applications there, probably. Seems pretty cool, pretty cool. And what I like about this thing, and what I found out too, I'm going to stop and show you here, is it's not just they've tested these, right? So whoever, the designer of these, well, this was supposed to be for the Russian special forces, the Spetsnaz are out there, so they're supposed to be sturdy and hold up, and they tested them to not break. And I show people, a bunch of people on YouTube using these and smacking them. I've never seen these ever break from here or there. But right, it's pretty innovative design, the way they do this with the tubing here. There's a metal tube in here. As you can see, this is a metal ring. And this slides into a skinny tang, but the skinny tang goes all the way into that skinny metal tube, and then you use a bolt at the end. So it's not just a bolt holding it, like right here, it's not just a bolt here, and this is all plastic. No, it's a metal tube all the way through to this part here. And then you screw the bolt into this metal tubing. So you got a support from that metal tubing inside. I don't know if it's a metal or aluminum. Some people say it's metal, some people say it's aluminum, but still, it's pretty thick. So, I mean, either way, you're not breaking that. I mean, you're not going to break. No one's broken it yet that I've seen on YouTube and said, oh, a piece of junk broke from here. So the way they did it, it holds up fine. I haven't seen anyone say they broke this thing, smashing it or hitting. People are chopping trees down with this thing and busting through logs and batoning with it. And I've never heard of one person breaking it. So they're tested to hold up. So I'm going to show you real quick, and then we'll come back. I'll show you what I'm talking about with this tubing. I found another YouTuber that actually took it apart and shows you what it looks like. So hold on. I forgot to mention that the steel is made out of high carbon steel. They didn't call out a grade like 1095 or 1070, but it's high carbon steel. Okay, so you saw there how it's like a metal tube that slides into that one. And you screws the pin on in the back. So it's pretty sturdy, man. It's not just a cheap little half tang that you're going to snap off. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to break this too easy. I never seen anyone complain about breaking these things. And just an awesome piece of history, man. I mean, look at this. All the thought that went into this tool is just amazing. Just amazing, I love stuff like this. I love intricate little weird things like this, It's just Amazing the how can I say, the thought that goes behind making a tool like this, right? Just awesome piece of history, man. Awesome piece of history. I'm really fortunate I was able to get one of these because they are rare. They are rare. Like I said, when you do find them, you can find beat up and they're not in this condition. I mean, this is for 1950s blade. This is pretty damn good condition. Usually you can find them beat up or, you know, kind of rusted up or chipped up or, you know, looking pretty bad for around 150 to 200, 250. In this type of condition, you'll find them, if you're lucky, you can find them for around 300 to 450. And then if you have them with the mint condition, non-used in the box with the original Russian sheath and the paperwork that goes with it, those go over $1,000. I've seen a couple for like 12 to 1,300 bucks, up to 2,000. So, you know, I was fortunate to get this for the price I did because I know these are pretty damn rare. And it's pretty cool. Cool, like I said, cool little piece of history, cool machete. Like I love the way that just the design of it is just pretty badass. You know, like I said, and you know, and then I'm gonna do another video a little later date on a comparison between this one and Winger Blades, his interpretation of it. And I have to admit, the Winger Blade one is just sick. It's just the future of this, right? It's this, but just innovative, just badass, just all the flaws taken out, just bitchin' design. I love that freaking blade. That one was inspired me to get this one because I was like, I want the original too, you know, to have, you know, and so yeah, that's why I had to do it, man. And it's just an awesome freaking machete. All right, guys, please like, subscribe, share, and until next knife, gun, or whatever.